of the excellent conversation I was having regarding real estate with Mr. Umair. Stick around, I'm going to get him. We were already talking a lot about real estate and his expertise and his insights into the market. You're listening to the Bangalore Real Estate Podcast. I hope you guys are doing good as usual. And work from home, um, job losses, a lot of dynamics has changed since the last time we did the episode with Mr. Umair. So, this time I gotten him over to speak. Watch till the end. If you have nothing to do, if you want to know more about real estate, I hope you guys are doing well. This is part. Yes, here we are. Successfully saved, bro.
Good.
So, bro, I want to start off this part of the segment by just reading the headline which says, work from home ending, Ola, Apple, Amazon buy record office spaces in Bengaluru as offices set to reopen. I want to make this statement and ask also, you earlier said again, there's a lot of, going out, moving out, a lot of people, a lot of spaces shutting down and stuff like that. How do you see that? Where there is a loss of like people like companies moving away from all these nice commercial spaces. Plus, there's a lot of buy-ins. There's a move in the market where people like these giant companies have come in and like bought these prices at a great price, I suppose. What are your thoughts?
In particular, especially commercial segment, again, like I said, it's again on the kind of offices there are. For example, R&D, if they're doing R&D, you cannot work from home on R&D. You have to have offices. Then you're going with AI dynamics where, you are doing certain, teamwork that you need to do face to face and developing something, the programming happening right there online, quick, you need to quickly pass on messages. Those things, people need offices. It's there. Now, whereas the back-end guys who are into billing, BPO, call center, or coding, those guys are all going to be the back-end support, and all those people will take care of the thing back. They don't even need their presence in their office.
Yes, they should be busy focusing on working basically.
On working.
On their own.
Their work from home has actually extended even more than the office hours.
Actually, and they say that it makes more sense. I'm more productive and stuff like that. I don't really.
Yes, that is there. But the same time, while they work from the office, just imagine. Even I'm facing this thing. We are working, and plus there are kids studying, and plus there's the mixie running and
in the background.
Daily chores happening in the house. So people need a space. They need one extra room space, which these things can be taken care of.
Like a hybrid.
Whatever they want to manage types, I think. Okay, there are some projects who are coming up with workspaces in the clubhouse. So
townhouses,
if you have clubhouses, so that trend is picking up. So they are, you can just take your laptop, go to your clubhouse, sit there in that particular room, do your work and come back. Of course, how it has to be done, there's some paper or how it is going to be, we don't know. Things are evolving right now. How the booking system will work and so on. But coming to offices that have been rented out, in this after the lockdown and so on, I think it was there in their agenda to do so. Apple or anybody who has taken these huge spaces.
Okay, so they saw
earlier.
They saw a move.
It could be part of their plan.
Yes.
Okay, the pandemic is going on, but
they're like, hey, great price.
Yeah, that was part of it. So it must have delayed. No company will wake up tomorrow morning and say, okay, let's go take 2 lakh square feet somewhere. No, it is not like it should be a long-term plan. There's a certain
plan,
yearly 5-year plan that.
Right.
Sorry. So keeping that in mind, and that's why the spaces must have been taken. And there also could be a build-to-suit spaces where companies must have earlier signed up with these landowners or developers to do a certain transaction with them. And they're going forward with their plan, whatever they have. See, if you see, automobile market has not much of a hit. It's done pretty good sales.
Yeah, they bounced back.
Yeah, it has come back. What Tata's did sales in last year, the last previous, I mean, 2019, they've done even more than that in 2020.
Definitely. Kia also.
That way, Kia Motors has done pretty well. And also the other car, MG, I think is little this thing, but it has also done a pretty good this thing. Motorcycles have sold pretty well. Somebody was telling me about tractors have sold like crazy in the last 2020. Have
After
people
it's
gone
like a
back to
bounce.
farming or what? I don't know.
Yeah, I
Attracted
think
back.
a lot of these projects which were delayed, right? Work from home, they were just, let's get something going, probably.
Maybe,
And people
maybe, yes.
started.
So that
We
way,
got to,
and companies also now, what will they do is they'll figure out the teams who need to come to the office and who will stay
hmm,
back
the
at the place.
essentials,
That will come
basically.
in. That will happen in the near future. Yes.
Right. Also, you mentioned work from home into the projects itself. Do you think there will be like a special model where like commercial spaces or like places like work from home entering all these projects and being like, boss, like give us a space, we'll set up a part of our place, within this one, so that work from home you don't have to like take care of it, but it's from our end, it'll be suitable, we'll run the whole day. There'll be some sort of commercial enterprise entering these projects.
That's what I said. The clubhouse is coming up with small
Yeah, the clubhouse, they
workspaces.
can take over the clubhouse and be like, like we'll take care
Maybe some
one end of it.
company, maybe
Yeah, some
who
partnership
provides
kind of a thing.
data, they might say, no, okay, we'll give you 3 cubicles, we'll make it, we'll
Yeah,
do something like that. Maybe that will come in,
that
or
can be interesting.
maybe the companies might set up some small offices in their localities.
In
Say
all
if
these
you
big
have a
developers.
yeah, no. I'm saying even if say there are 15 people working from a X company in the same from the
Okay,
same
okay, they will
building.
provisions basically.
Yeah, they might say, okay, we'll pick up a small 1,000 square feet office close by where you can go and do your
Uh-huh.
work and
Hmm.
get come back home. Something like that might come.
Okay.
So now it's the 21 is the beginning of all these things to come in. How things will
Yeah.
go forward, we have to
How it'll
wait and
move,
watch.
yes.
Yeah,
Right.
and plus we have to be quick with that particular decision to take, instead of thinking
Hmm.
whether
Hmm.
will happen, not happen, or things
Hmm.
like that.
Yeah.
The people
What
will,
about your
take a
thoughts?
call on it.
What about your thoughts on like WeWork was actually going under the scanner and there were a lot of issues for them. But when the pandemic happened, they went down under, but completely. But now, do you think there is some sort of a revival thing for WeWork happening?
I think all co-working spaces, all will come
All
back again.
co-working spaces.
All co-working spaces will come back because what has happened in this last 9 to 10 months, there are a lot of places where companies who have really given notices and quit. Now
Hmm.
they'll want a quick space.
Hmm.
So
Makeshift.
2021, they will quickly get into the co-working spaces because that's a
Hmm.
ready available infrastructure is ready. They just need to get their
Plug and
team
play.
back in and they start working. Getting back to their normal. So of course, the precautions have been taken care by all the co-working spaces. Everybody's doing. Um, See, WeWorks as such have got huge expenses. If the facilities are very good, their
Hmm.
rentals, their staff,
Hmm.
their management, their
Right.
look and feel, their everything is beautiful. Their expense for running it itself is a pretty huge thing. Maybe that's why somewhere they didn't break even and this pandemic came in and
Hmm.
maybe
Hmm.
things didn't, but they will come back. It's
Hmm.
coming back,
Hmm.
so sure, for sure.
Right. Okay, I'm going to switch topics a bit. So there is a growing trend for data centers and warehouses. What are your thoughts? Have you observed and are you aware of
Mm.
that area? You want to touch points on that?
See, data centers. See, this is my this thing what I've
Yes.
seen from the market. Nothing that any researches that we
Yep.
have done or anything. Just
Okay.
on data
Observation.
centers. On data, I feel they are all moving more towards international like Singapore or even Dubai is
Hmm.
coming up with some good data centers and so on. India
Hmm.
also is in a thing. Uh, but coming to the second one which you asked, data centers and
Warehousing.
warehousing is going to this is the next thing. In fact, we've started investing into warehousing also. I've got clients who are coming into warehousing now, which
Huh.
companies are taking up warehousing spaces as investment, and they are getting investors to invest into warehousing rather than the commercial investment like how
Right.
they buy
Exactly.
undivided share. So
Hmm.
we work very closely with Strata. There's a company called Strata who does
Okay.
small investments like from starting 25 lakhs. So you put in
Hmm.
25 lakhs, you get about 7.58% returns on your thing in
Hmm.
warehousing. So they pick
Okay.
up
Yes.
huge
Yes.
warehouses outright, and then they do this particular undivided
Hmm.
share of thing. They form the company, then they sell the shares there.
Shares and such. Right.
That's
It's
coming up.
a
Data
trust kind of a thing.
warehousing India especially is coming up in a very big way, very big way. In fact, a lot of if we take embassy has taken huge spaces. There are a lot of
Yeah.
companies only doing warehousing They've taken up huge spaces for warehouse. In fact, they are pre-leased. They are doing build to suit. In
Okay.
fact,
Any
because
like
India's
specs that that you need to be let's say you somebody owns a space, minimum requirements, height requirements. What are some kind of like
yeah, that depends.
legal
So
things that has to be cleared?
yes. Of course, there is proper land regulation is there
Yeah.
for warehousing. The land
Hmm.
has to be an industrial land, or they have to sort permissions if in case they have any special permissions for that particular land to be sorted out. They need to take
Hmm.
that. They need to get those things done, and then the company gives the requirement. For example, if it is a company who is into FMCG, they have a certain way of racking system. That's the height they need.
Yes. Yes.
If it is
Yes.
electronics, goods and electronics, that's have
Hmm.
got a separate racking system. Then there is, knick-knack things which come in, which you buy day on daily. Those have got
Yes.
different.
High
Then
moving.
you have perishable stuff like meat, poultry, and thing.
Hmm.
All those fish, everything has got different way of stocking and storing. So
Right.
everybody
Right.
have got different requirements. So that is why warehouse much works in a build to suit environment, because the company comes and says, okay, this is the
Hmm.
space. We will
Hmm.
build that warehouse to you as per your requirement. Could be the accessibility of the logistics, the
Hmm.
transportation, their logistically to the airport or to nearest residential or nearest
Exactly.
city.
Exactly.
Then there is, also the time
Movement
delivery of movement to nearest city. All that matters in that.
matters.
And plus
Uh, uh,
grocery, huge way the
hmm.
grocery is coming up in a huge different.
Exactly. Yeah. So do you think it's at center of the city or more towards the outer areas?
No,
Because
this is
from
all
what I've heard
outskirts.
again,
This is all
outskirts,
outskirts, but
Tumkur,
feeder
everything
vehicles will
hitting.
come in. Yeah, so it's all outskirts, but in the city it comes all feeder. In city you can't do anything, because
You
if
can't.
you're going
There's
to build
really
a
you can't really
warehouse,
call it a warehouse.
say even if you no no even if you get a land and build a warehouse in this towards as much closest to the center of city, the problems land acquisition will be very high. The cost of
Uh,
thing will be very high. You can't
using
store,
it.
and you can then the cost of that particular commodity will go up. You can't do
Hmm.
that. So you have to have warehouses which are away from the city completely, but of course very well accessible.
Right. So again, I'm shifting topics. We are like
Sure.
in startup city, bro. So what do you see? What do you see the state of startups and like all the new companies? There are more new companies trying to enter back or are being birthed in Bangalore. The how do you see it going?
I think in the during the lockdown, I think majorly everything has been put on hold because of the funding, because that's most important for any startup, right?
Yes.
Their presentation, their funding, the VC company which are getting them all the funds to be done. What are
Hmm.
they going to do? So these things have got filtered now. If they're already been a Ola and Uber, fourth Ola and Uber people will not accept, because that's
Hmm.
it. So you have to come up with something which has got even more better app which
Huh.
helps you even more in your day-to-day life. So I
Hmm.
think there also the investments are coming, wherein people are looking at investing into companies which they know, okay, this will work or this will not work.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that is
Right.
important there.
Uh-huh. That
Startups
because I
everyday startups are happening. People come up with
happening.
great ideas.
Yeah,
It is there.
I ask only because like my next lead up question is like the movement is slowly moving from Kormangala to HSR. It's not like a really a fair new area, but it's like it's a very high growing area. Have you observed what is happening there? And like there is because like there is some sort of movement from Kormangala because this Kormangala is already tried and tested, but the nearby area is HSR. Right? What are your thoughts on that? And like there is a lot of new companies and a lot of new stuff happening in HSR.
See, Koramangala especially always has been a very lovely residential area.
Yeah, was.
Just because some owner has got a garage space or some ground floor space which he wanted to earn more than a residential rental, he used to give it for an
Yeah,
office, outlet, eat out, food court,
back then.
something or the other. They used to do that, which I always used to, say it's not a good idea to do that, always,
Back then
because,
when you were getting into it, right?
sorry.
When you were observing the older real
Exactly.
estate
So I
scene.
always say, because even though you're getting more rent, your place used to be in a very bad condition when they leave,
Yeah.
even if it's a residential ground floor house. Okay. Second thing, your water bill used to go up 3 times up. Your
Uh-huh.
electricity is to go 3 times up, and your tax is also 3 times up, property tax. So keeping in this mind, even though you're getting that extra X plus one rental, it made no sense actually. But they used to say,
Hmm.
no, we are getting so much on rental, the place is going up, valuation is going up, and so on, all
Uh,
that is talking. These are all residential places. There's no commercial to them. Okay, and plus
hmm.
now government wants to collect money, so they want, by way of
Yeah.
taxes, by way of
Yeah.
consumption of, they want money. Of course, the government is not wrong in that way, but they need to do that.
Yeah.
So that used to happen, and Koramangala had reached to a certain place where there was no space. If you go look
Space,
for a
traffic.
food court or some cafe, small traffic, parking, all this. Now everybody, when they want to close down and they couldn't pay proper rents properly, the small outlets, it is a business to them. It is their livelihood. They have, couple of
Hmm.
5, 6 people staff or whatever they're working, but they wanted to cut down on that major rental and go to a next place where they can be still established, continue
Hmm.
their business and be there in the market.
Enough
So I
facilities.
think that's why that one sweep that happened in Koramangala and everything went, everybody went like, see, I'm going to tell you, you are also a restaurant guy, running a small cafe. I'm a guy who's running, or maybe a
Yeah.
gym, or maybe a dance class, or something that I'm doing, or, selling milkshakes, or,
Yes.
charts, or whatever. I come to you, tell boss, I moved out to HSR, boss. I got rent at, maybe 50% less. I got a place. I got a bigger
Same
space at
crowd.
50% rent. Same.
Same crowd.
If they like my thing, they'll come to me. And HSR is no big distance from Koramangala. Anybody would
Yeah.
drive down just to have. Roads are wider, and
Rose.
there are good commercial
Spacious.
establishments. Parking is there, and so on.
Yeah.
And that's why I think one sweep has happened in Koramangala, where it has happened. Wherever we have renegotiated places in Koramangala, it has been always so that the owners have said, if you can
Uh-huh.
pay, stay. If you can't pay, leave. There was no negotiation.
Hmm.
So this way of attitude had made Koramangala, in a thing. But I feel it happened good, Now
Yeah.
the
It's a sort of a
residential will come back.
spillover effect.
Yeah, it'll residential will come back to its normal pace.
Right.
Residential will think the demand for residential that is there in these type of areas will also come in. People
Come
would
on.
like to live, because Bangalore is a place you would not live in an apartment. You'll have to live in a
Yeah.
house, maybe
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
ground floor, first floor, second floor of a house, but a nice house.
Right.
It has got beautiful trees around. Take a walk in the
Hmm.
morning and so on. They
Right.
love
And
it that way.
the center of the city would like to be more like just like that versus like everywhere around you would see probably apartments, but like the center would stay just what old
Stay
Bangalore was
as
basically.
yes, yes, yes.
I
So
want to
that is
ask.
why even
Go
on
ahead.
smaller plots, they don't want to give, the Bescom does not want to give power to smaller plots, because they
Hmm.
don't want every 30, 40 to come and say we are building a 3-story, 4-story multi-dwelling house. They don't want.
Hmm. Exactly. So I want to ask just your points on technology as such. You said earlier too, like with you saw the rise of magic bricks and all that stuff. How did you spot being understanding the traditional earlier in the days? You're like, oh shit, this is going to change the game. Like how people are going to search real estate or going to deal with real estate is going to change online, right? You can't. Everybody can't just have that thinking. But I realize somewhere you realize like the market can move online, and with a lot of all these facilities coming online, how do you see technology like getting into this space?
So it is coming. So today we advertise with common floor, magic bricks, and
Exactly.
99 acres. It has moved on online. It is completely online today. And if I need to maybe list a apartment for rent or for sale, I have to use these platforms.
Mm.
Or it is, or you get your referrals. You pass on. People would say, okay, Umair will do it for you, or
Right.
Square One Realty is there. You can go, or so and so company will do a rental for you, and so on. But
Right.
today everything is somebody sitting in phone in the night, just thinking of even moving out and going to a 2 to 3 bed. He will go online. He will first
Mm.
thing go on
Mm.
Google and type 3 bedroom in Hennur
Exactly.
Road, or 3 bedroom in.
Yes. Go ahead. No problem.
So today
Mm.
online is what it is. Now
I
from where
ask.
here, what is the next thing? We have to wait and see how it's going next.
I ask only because you are old enough to understand, right? During the earlier years where these companies were very new, right? Nobody easily would get it that, the market will just move. Now it's obvious that everybody is on magic breaks instead of searching. But what were your thought patterns at earlier stages? I'm seeing, like, the move from the traditional form of like listings and like newspapers. It's going to be there, but there is this emerging trend, because I ask only because you were there at that movement of that initial change in Bangalore, right? What was going through your head?
So basically 2011-12 we stopped doing newspaper ads. Of course,
Okay.
sometime on and off we used to do, but 10, 11, 12 we stopped doing, because or else every weekend used to be advertisement happening. Every weekend there used to
Yeah.
be a common ad saying rent or sale, MG Road, Richmond Town, kind of ad that was coming in, and people used to look at that, call us and ask what do you have. And we also moved on to specific ads. Now we have a specific particular property we advertisement for that. We moved from
Mm.
doing just a classified regular ad, and then
Mm.
moved on to specific ads, because that gave more mileage, because we used to get to exactly what they want, and we mentioned them that it could be
Targeted.
it could be the area or so on.
Mm.
And then slowly, watch time, the advertisement became very expensive on paper as we
Mm.
went on. If I remember, I used to spend about, I think about 1500, 1600 weekly, three-time ad. That was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That was those were the 3 days we used to think. I think today it is about 7, 8,000 bucks for an ad
Yeah,
for,
yeah. With
3 days,
not
and that too
much
without of
targeting.
response. Exactly.
Yes.
So those things have changed now, and if you just put a small one-liner, two-liner, three-liner, it doesn't make sense. You need to put a proper bold ad, which
Proper.
would
Yes.
be would stand
That's the
out.
flexibility being online
Exactly.
provides.
Yes, today now people get to, instead of get going through the entire newspaper and going to that one particular block of where you're looking at, like area wise, today you have filters where you can filter your budget, you can
Exactly.
filter your rooms, you can filter your locality, and coming down to even society, you can filter.
Mm.
So today
Mm.
that ad specific has become much more in play, and
Mm.
even when we advertise in online, we make sure we are giving almost 99% details there, except for
Mm.
the owner's phone number.
Yeah. And you're
So
running ads. It's a
ex
weekly thing.
yeah, we are online. We are there online. Right now, we are running on two portals. We are on Common Floor and Magic Bricks. We are
Magic
there
Break.
because if we don't do that, we slowly things will come down. We have to pace it up.
Yes. 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 Yes.
And they are
So
also not cheap today. They are also expensive today. A
expensive.
3 month advertisements come at 50,000. So we
Okay.
need
Okay.
to pace up with their packages also. We need to keep so that
Mm-hmm.
they also have got an upkeep their
Yes. Yes.
the inventories, and they have to be there
Inventories
on
and stuff.
Google on higher this thing. Today, I think Magic Bricks is doing
Exactly.
pretty well in that
Yeah.
segment.
Yeah. Okay. So now moving on, just give us your gist on like the peripheral areas. We're talking about north. There's Yalanka. We have like down south, like Kanakpura, like Bay Down, right? And probably Sarjapur, like the ends of the cities. There is some movement. There was a movement. What's the overview?
The, Yes, so say there are three layers to this: the central CBD core, and then this
Yeah.
little outskirts that you can call it the Indranagar, Koramangala,
Hmm.
the Fraser Town, the Malaysia,
Just next to
that
it.
periphery, and then the outer periphery. So now people have moved on from the center and the middle to the outer. People have
Yeah.
people have moved to lovely nice villas. People have moved to lovely like independent houses in lovely layouts. People have moved to maybe from the core to the second middle also, some of them. So
Hmm.
this has happened. This actually I was expecting in 14-15 to happen, but
Hmm.
everything delayed because of 14-15 market and so on. Why?
Correct.
Because wherever we went to, even to developers to give some advice, or maybe they wanted some reviews from us, or maybe something that they would like us to know what the market is going on. We always say, instead of going vertically in a city, you should spread.
Hmm.
That is important.
Hmm.
It has to spread, because if you're spreading, it's good for the city that it spreads, and plus new areas will come, new suburbs will come,
New
new
facilities.
commercials will come. So this will come, and the tension in the city. it could be traffic wise, the pollution wise, the air, or anything that is there. The city gets released, it gets relaxed
Hmm.
as you keep
Hmm.
spreading. See, Bangalore especially, it's not a, there's no land's end, it's not a corner of the world, corner of this
Hmm.
thing. So, like Mumbai,
Yeah,
if you go, you've got the sea in one side, or Chennai, you got sea in one side. You cannot expand more than that. But
exactly.
Bangalore can spread all four sides. That is happening.
Corners.
That's the south side of
Hmm.
Kanakpura. We have Hosur until Hosur in South Bangalore. Then we've got
Yeah,
Sarjapur Road ending up till again Tamil Nadu,
yeah.
this thing. Then we've got our Hoskote. Then the North
A lot of
Devanahalli
projects.
areas, all these
Yeah,
Chikbalapur areas. Then you have your Mysore Road side. All these should, Kengeri, Bidadi, all these places have to expand. It has to go. People
expert.
have to move away from the thing.
Yeah, right, exactly. And I
One
only
one
ask,
fine day, I'm telling you, in the next 8 years, this is what I foresee. Sibri
yeah,
will be like, very nice. The way the roads are coming up, Commercial Street is, the work is going
Church
on.
Street.
Alsur Road work is going on. Church Street has come up beautifully. That was a,
Yeah,
plan, and it's everything will change like that. So you will basically drive down for dinner, go
yeah.
finish or party or whatever. You come back to your house. That 30-minute access to all these suburbs will be there, how it is in
Hmm.
any other thing. Instead of everybody wanting to stay in at MG Road, walk to
Yeah,
their party, come back
direct
walking.
there. Yeah, come
That's
back there. Yeah.
exactly. So, that 30-minute drive around the Bangalore has to happen. It will happen. And the
Hmm.
Bangalore will come back to its thing. And plus, you'll have your metros coming in. So, metros coming
Coming
in
in.
very well.
Connectivity
All the
is going to
stations
come.
are
Hmm.
connectivity will come in. I think about 2028 to 30, it should be a good,
Huh.
everything will settle
Right.
by that time.
You're right. So Bangalore spreading, as I already told you, let's move the focus off from Bangalore. I want to ask tier 2, tier 3 cities, there's a moving, growing scene happening. What are your thoughts?
In
What are
in
some
fact,
areas?
in
What are
fact,
some
people
tier
who've
2s?
been yeah coming from Kolar or Hoskote or even Mysore,
Tumkur.
Tumkur, and these places, people have gone back and they have buying plots out there, building their own houses because
Yep.
at what 80 to 1 crore would have given them in the city a 2 or 3 bed, they
Hmm.
would have made a
Hmm.
nice villa out there in their hometown. It is
Hmm.
happening. It is happening. And they're getting a nice, beautiful own office in their house. The work from home, that
Offices.
thing's
And with
happening.
technology, as I said, it's somewhere important for me to touch
Y-
on that. It's comfort,
Today,
basically, right? Once you
yeah,
have good
today
Wi-Fi.
you have, yes, you have got everywhere. I think all of India, I think there hardly any place. Even recent, I drove down from Bangalore to Cochin. So I think entire route, we never had a point that was, without any this thing.
Bad
But
space,
everywhere, I think, yeah, coming. Network is
right?
there almost everywhere.
And we have everything work from home, home deliveries, and Amazon and Flipkart
Exactly.
reaching everywhere. You can get any gadget, you can get any kind of infrastructure available. Probably hospitals, everybody are also trying to move and like settle in good cities. What are some tier 2, tier 3 cities that you see off the top of your head is the next big market, if any?
I think Tumkur is doing pretty well.
Tumkur is one.
A lot of even tier 2 developers are moving into
Hmm.
Tumkur because there's a lot of apartment demand that's coming up there, and land
Right.
acquisition is easier. Cost of land is now less. Of course, cost of construction here or there, it's all the same. But again,
Hmm.
licensing is easier. Those things they are also planning those. I think uh, more of North Chikbalapur,
Hmm.
Devanahalli, those areas are pretty much coming in. Even if they move out from this thing, those places are coming in. And apart
Hmm.
from that, it's all spread. If you
Hmm.
entire Karnataka or even Tamil Nadu, people working from Coimbatore, Madurai, or Trichy, they also working in Bangalore. They also gone back to their place. Not only that
Hmm.
Karnataka, even Kerala
Hmm.
also. People have
Hmm.
moved
Hmm.
places.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Complete down south has been
Right.
been thing.
Right.
And this place is
Cool.
spread, it's a lovely vast land, so there's a lot of spread that's happening.
Yes, yes. That's great, bro. I think we've reached the end of our episode.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Is there anything that I haven't asked apart from all the questions
Nothing.
that regarding real
No,
estate?
I think yes, yes. I think once you've uploaded the video, once it should
Yeah.
do good.
So, any thoughts on podcasting as such before we leave? Your understanding of what do you
So,
think
like I said,
podcasting is,
even
what's
last time,
happening?
doing
Yeah.
this, in a quarterly
Yeah.
manner, how you do. I think doing a great job. You should keep it
Thanks,
on.
bro.
I think your followers also have quite increased a lot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that way it is good. I think you should get connected with more of them, get more insights. Because see, again,
Exactly.
like I told you, I have my area, my way of
Exactly.
working, and so on.
Exactly.
Everybody has got a different. There's no standard this thing. You
Yeah.
can connect with even
Overview.
more realtors. They will be happy to give you a
Yeah.
half an hour session. I think
Right.
as per you are concerned, I think 3 or 4 in a week. I think you should do that.
Yeah,
In a
yeah.
different
Slowly
different time
building it up,
zone.
bro. I mean, I
Surely,
think
surely,
you were the
all the best to
first
you.
person who came over on our podcast. If I'm not wrong, you're the very first person, if I'm
Yeah, I
not wrong,
think
because
yeah.
I don't think I've saved it also. So, like, you're our number one guest.
Thank
And
you,
I'm pretty honored, bro. Thank you. And
thank
I
you so
like
much.
right off the
Thank you
bat, he
so
was
much.
like, let's do it. I don't care. Like, I'm ready to do
Yeah,
it.
yeah, anytime,
That's
anytime, anytime.
that's the only way, right? You connect and you like, share
Absolutely.
knowledge and stuff like that. So that's great. Mr. Umair, where can people find you and let us know a bit about your business so that if anybody wants to reach out to
So,
you and any message to them too?
if you just Google Square One Realty, I'm there. You get the numbers out there, and of
Okay.
course, you can leave a message on the thing. We'll leave our contact numbers.
Yes.
And my main focus is Central and North Bangalore. So
Right.
I do leasing, joint ventures.
Okay.
I've given some good lands to builders. Then, of course, rental is part of it. Warehousing we're doing now. So we have, since we do a lot of different verticals in real estate, it's better that it goes, in that manner rather than I have associates who focus only on pre-sale, only on
Yes. Yeah.
pre-launches. They find
Hmm.
the lot of, spike in the market. Suddenly there's no
Hmm.
response, and then
Hmm.
after that it comes up as a, sudden there's a boom. They've got so many leads coming in,
Leads
but
coming
ours
in.
is ours is, since we have multiple, keeps going
Places
on.
diversified.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Where can they find you? We already mentioned that. If you guys want to know more, you can message me too. I'll give you his number and stuff. You guys can connect if there's anything that you need to get, wanted Mr. Umair to do. You guys have been listening to the Bangalore Real Estate Podcast, and I'm 100% glad and thankful for Mr. Umair for coming over,
Thank you so much.
giving
My
us
pleasure.
insights about the Bangalore real estate market. Have a good day,
Thank you
Mr.
so
Umair.
much.
See
All the
you.
best. All the best to you
Yes,
too.
you too. All the best for
See
your
you.
future endeavors. See you.
Take care.
Have a
Bye.
good night. Bye. Good night. See you.